I think acting is a process of learning to use my body and voice as a tool to tell a story. Sometimes as myself, sometimes as another person, sometimes as a combination of those two things.
This episode of Beyond the Gallery is made possible by Colorado Creative Industries, the Boettcher Foundation, and the National Endowment for the Arts.
My name is Colin Sullivan, and I am from Telluride, Colorado. And as a company actor at Telluride Theater and an educator, I create characters, and I help them live within stories. I got started, I was 16 years old. A girlfriend of mine wanted to audition for the play. I had never done any of that stuff. I'm not a theater kid. And so I just went to support her. And the play was Oliver, and they needed people to read up on stage. And I sort of went up and was goofing around and those kind of things, and ended up landing the part of the Artful Dodger, which is sort of me at 16. So not surprising that I got it. And then got the lead the next year and was told I had some sort of natural comic timing, natural talent, whatever it was. So I stumbled into it. Both literally and figuratively. I guess the thing I like in general about acting and being an actor is that it's constantly new and changing, and there's a piece of it that I get to control every time, but every story is different and every character is different. To try to challenge yourself to make that thing every single time, to make it new every time, you not only have to sort of recognize and be really honest about who you are, but you also have to get better at everything. You have to get better at listening. You have to get better at moving, which isn't always easier as you're getting older. You have to find new things that excite you and that you connect to in each piece. So actually, being a frustrated actor in New York City is the thing that brought me into education. When I got frustrated with this one career I had picked, which was acting, I thought to myself, I'm gonna try this other career that I might really like. And I was in my 20s in New York, and I knew that I wanted to do it this way too, because I got to teach immediately in the Bronx, which I knew I would just be thrown to the wolves, which is what I wanted. You know, I think I really love teaching immediately because I like kids, and I think they're really creative and amazing, and I think that they're fun to talk to, and so I chose high school. When I became a teacher, it was abundantly clear to me that I was not an actor anymore. I think a large reason for that, now that I've been teaching for over 10 years in various different ways, is I sort of figured this out, which is good actors and good teachers do things that are similar, but ultimately their process in terms of what their audience is very different. To be a good actor, you have to attend to a lot of what you're doing within a group sort of on stage. And to be a good teacher, you have to really externalize what you're doing in terms of how people are reacting to you, which you don't always get in the theater. Like, the simplest way, I guess, to put it is being a good teacher is about the kids, and being a good actor is sort of about you. I just want people to have an experience where they're emotionally connected in they connect to an emotion or a thought or a feeling within themselves that takes them away from everything else they're doing in their lives. Same thing in the classroom. If a kid has an experience where they've put who they are into something and they've shown it to me, as long as it's real and they're having a moment of reflection or a moment of sort of like dealing with something, I feel like that's like evolution. That's change.
This episode of Beyond the Gallery is made possible by Colorado Creative Industries, the Boettcher Foundation, and the National Endowment for the Arts.